Hey everyone, it's me Johnny Cage here, and welcome to part 7 of the Dark Souls Remastered full playthrough walkthrough. If you've never joined me for these guides, this is a Let's Play style walkthrough, so I am recording as I play and speak. There may be some edits if I make big mistakes or something, but for the most part it's just a straight shot, and I'm doing this live with little editing. If you've never joined me for these guides, the way this works is we're going to tackle one area and one boss, and then we'll end the walkthrough, and you go on to the next segment. In part 7, we're going to go through the big area of Blighttown. We are not going to go to the Great Hollow. I like to save that for very late in the game, just because getting out of the Great Hollow manually is a big pain. So we're going to go from the depths, which is where we are now, and we're going to go through Blighttown, and we're going to fight Quelaag and ring the second Bell of Awakening. And that's going to be part 7. So in part 6, we did the depths and took out the Gaping Dragon. So if you need help for that, just view the previous segment of the playlist. Okay, so let's show the character stats. We are level 33 with 22 Vitality, 18 Endurance, 14 Strength, 20 Dex. And then I am using a Uchigatana plus 5, the Target Shield, and the Wanderer's set. I have the Wolf Ring and the Ring of the Evil Eye. Before we go too far, we're absolutely going to repair our equipment. And the reason we do this is because Blighttown is really, really tough. I cannot stress that enough. Blighttown is not a fun place. Okay, so there is an NPC invasion in Blighttown that will happen when we get to the second bonfire. So we're not going to worry about it for now, but I am going to try to stay in human form as long as possible. Alright, so we're going to drop down here. Access the shortcut door that we opened in the previous segment. My phone is still on vibrate. Let me turn that off. Okay. So we can go this way now. You may want to kill the rats. They're generally pretty shy, these two rats here. Oh, made a fool out of me. But, yep, they drop humanity, which is always helpful. They do build poison. Don't forget, if you haven't already, speak with Dumnall of Xena. And you don't have to purchase anything from him, but you do want to speak to him. This way he goes back to Firelink Shrine. So the next time we encounter him, he will move from here and go back to Firelink. Okay, now that we got the key to Blighttown, or the Blighttown key from the Gaping Dragon, we can open this big door. And the lighting changed dramatically. So that's how you know things are going to get serious. Alright, and then come down here. And I want to try to show you things before they happen. So you can sort of see an enemy. If you look at my sword point, there's an enemy right there. It's this big dude, and he's got a giant club. So he's going to be our first friend in Blighttown. Here he comes. So these guys, I don't recommend locking on, just because if you do that, you can wind up walking off of a cliff. The camera can be pretty crazy. Just do your best not to do that. They drop dung pies. I can't remember if they have a chance to drop their clubs, but they drop dung pies. Okay, so there's something that I want to mention here before I go any further. Let me actually back up just in case something walks my way. There are several enemies in Blighttown that can inflict toxin on us. They have a blow dart gun. I guess more just like a blow dart. I don't know if you classify it as a gun, but basically they have blow darts that they can shoot at you, and it only takes 1 or 2 to fully inflict toxic. So if you have any gear that has high poison resist, now would be a good time. I think the thief set has a decent resist. The sack is always a good idea. Just want to make sure... Yeah, let's go ahead and change over to the thief set. You should have picked it up early on. Wanderer coat. Is it black leather? Is that part of the thief set? Yeah, that has high poison. Yeah, black leather set. Okay. Cool, so... Great, so we have mid-roll. If you have not already, this is kind of your last chance for a while to easily go back to the Undead Burg and purchase blooming purple moss clumps. You get these from the moss vendor in the aqueduct where you open up the shortcut after Capra Demon. So go visit her, get yourself some blooming purple moss clump. It's very, very helpful. You probably want to put it on your bar. I'll do that now. Okay. Luckily, the toxin-inflicting blow dart enemies only ever appear once. Sorry, they are kill once enemies. So once you kill them, they never show up again. So you can kind of take care of them as they come. All right, come on, big guy. Yeah, no, you got a big overhead slam. Maybe we can get a backstab, buddy? Yeah, there you go. Oh, the backstab with the bleed bonus. That's a big one. Alright. So he's down. There's the dung pie. The dung pie seems useless, but you can actually use it to inflict poison on enemies. The blow dart enemy is right where my knife point, or my sword point is, again. So that's the blow dart enemy. We want to do our best to aggro the big guy without aggroing the blow dart enemy. And then you'll notice to our right, near the torch, you're going to see an enemy climbing a ladder. The enemies in Blighttown are not dumb, and they are really strong. Oh god. That's why you don't want to lock onto these guys. I didn't take my own advice because I'm a dummy. You don't want to log onto the big guys. Oh, see, and he fell down. That could have been me. Alright, so we're going to try to run over here. This will aggro this guy. Want to take care of him quick. Because the blow dart enemy is going to start shooting at us. I can actually hear the darts hitting. There's one. They do a lot of toxic buildup really, really fast. Luckily, you have some... I don't know what you really want to call these. Just makeshift barriers that can help you out. So don't be afraid to use those. But we got to try to aggro a couple more guys first before we go take care of the blow dart guy. Oh, maybe we don't. Maybe... Yeah, okay. So... There he is. This is what I was looking for, actually. I couldn't spot him. Okay, so now we're going to run and just take care of the blow dart guy. Don't run in a straight line. Yep, see, that's... We just got toxicked. And look how fast it's chunking my health away. This is why blooming purple moss clumps are so important to take with you into Blighttown. And an upgraded weapon is really, really recommended. You know, you can see how much damage I'm doing here, and I'm only killing these guys in 3 hits. So, luckily the toxic blow dart guys will die in 1 hit to more or less any weapon. They have really low health. But the regular enemies are the ones you got to get through to get to the blow dart guys, so just keep that in mind. Okay, take care of this guy. And then I'm surprised this one hasn't seen me yet. Probably kick him off. No? Okay. I'm not going to go after him. I'm going to wait for him to come to me. There we go. Soul of a Proud Knight, always helpful. And a large soul of a lost undead. Okay, so we got the first toxic dark guy out of the way. And again, the toxic dark guys are kill once enemies, so we won't have to worry about them again. I'm hoping I don't get invaded here, but if I do, I could show off my incredible PvP skills that don't exist. Okay, so another thing that I want to bring to your attention here in Blighttown is these moving bridges. They are terrifying. You just want to be very careful as you're moving across them. There's really no other way to say it. You just got to be careful. There's also several paths kind of around these scaffolds. And I definitely want to kill this guy. I just want to make sure there's nobody else with him. Oh, you're supposed to be dead. There you go. Okay. I don't actually want to be down here just yet. Instead, what I want to do is I want to attempt a jump to a weapon. There is a weapon over here on this platform. This platform can only be reached by jumping off the one I'm standing on right now. So this one is really hard to get to. I'm going to try it. The weapon on that platform is the Iato, which is another katana weapon. Similar to the Uchi katana, it's a bit weaker, but if you didn't kill the undead merchant, this is a pretty good weapon to get for yourself. Okay, so we're going to try to run and then jump at the very last second. If we fail the jump, I don't know if we'll die. I feel like we probably will. But you want to try to run onto this little piece of wood that's jutting out. Got it. There's the Iato. Let me show you the stats on that really quick. So this has 88 physical damage, B dex scaling, and it does require 20 dex to use, whereas the Yuji Katana only requires 14. Same weight, same bleed effect. It's just a little weaker. Okay, so now that we've done that, we got to get down, right? That's the next part of the brilliant plan. All right, so we're going to drop down over here. And there's a bonfire right there, actually, but we're not going to go to that just yet. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to clear out this area. And there are several of these dudes down here who want to say hello to us. Oh, I didn't actually want to do that at all. What I was hoping to show you how to do was go down the ladder and then sort of aggro them, and then you can just go back up the ladder, bait them to follow you, and then they'll sort of be easier to manage and deal with. But I was unsuccessful in demonstrating that. Okay, so there's a treasure over here on this very precarious platform. So just walk straight across. There you go. Some blooming purple moss clumps for your trouble. Okay, and then we're going to go this way. Across this rickety nightmare of a bridge. Alright, there you go. And then I feel like somebody's going to try to pay me a visit here. Yep, we got some dogs. These dogs breathe fire, which you're likely not expecting. And why would you? There we go. Okay, the dogs are down. I don't want to stray too far from this bonfire, but I want to make sure we get all the treasure available to us here. Okay, so yeah, this is a dead end. You'll have to forgive me. Like, Blighttown is it's a rough part of Lordran. It's a rough part of town. It's the dodgy end. Okay, so we're gonna come over here. I think this is just humanity. Yep. But I want to show you how to get everything as best I can. So now we're gonna head back up. We got the humanity, we killed some dogs. And then, yes, we go back across this rickety bridge. You don't want to run. You certainly don't want to run. But you want to carefully hold forward as you're walking across. Okay. All right. Cool. So, we have this bonfire here. But I don't actually want to use it just yet. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go this way, and then we're going to make our way back up to where we jumped. But just be aware, because there are some enemies we're going to have to contend with. There's a ladder here. The ladders in Blighttown are very well hidden. I don't know if it was intentional for them to be difficult to see or what, but they certainly are. Okay, so this is where we were before. I'll show you just real quick. This is where we jumped from this platform up here. So we jumped from there, over there, and we picked up the Iato, and now we're going to come back down. Okay, come over here, grab this loot, and then there's another thing I want to show you, and that's over here. So if we come back up, we can actually sort of slide down the back end. I'm almost positive this leads to treasure. I could be totally wrong. I just don't think I am. Right, so we come over here, and this is going to lead us to another treasure right here. So this is the Shadow set, which is really, it's one of my favorite sets. It makes you look like Ryu Hayabusa, or Hayabusa? I can't remember. Anyhow, makes you look like a ninja. So I'm just going to double check the poison resist on this. Yep, it's got 18 poison resist. Alright, so this is really, really strong for Blighttown. It's a good set throughout the game. It just has low physical defense, but aside from these dudes who are trying to hit us with bodies, there's not a ton of physical damage to take in Blighttown. You really just got to watch out for the poison. Okay. So we're going to Come down here nice and safely. And I'm forgetting how to get in there. Oh, we just got to fall in there. Right. Cool. There we go. Fall in there, grab this treasure, and it's the soul of a proud knight. Okay. Hop down, turn left, and then we are gonna get, not ambushed, but we're gonna have to deal with a bunch of enemies in quick succession here. Just trying to find where they're gonna come from. Right, so they're coming up here. Let's go meet them. Let's go say hello. Oh, I can't get back up there. I hear him. I feel like there was another one. There he is. He's just stuck, so we're not going to worry about him right now. Let's go ahead and break this barrier. Just want to make sure we don't get ambushed here. Loot this corpse. Great. And then come over here. Alright. Again, I'm just trying to be mindful of the dogs, because they are the worst. Let's go ahead and roll, break this, and then try to aggro a dog. I'm sure you can see that dart starts flying. Yep, and there's the toxic. Whoa! Alright. So, again, we are now at the bonfire on this ledge from earlier. I don't think there's anything over here. Yeah, you can't walk over here. Okay. We're at the bonfire. We're going to proceed. We're not going to rest at it, because I don't want to respawn anything I don't need to. And there is a blow dart enemy shooting at us while we're over here. So you want to try to spot where the darts are coming from. Give yourself a little bit of cover. Alright, they're coming from the distance over there. You can see them now. So that's more or less who we have to try to get to. If you have a bow, feel free to take them out from a distance. Again, they're kill once, so the quicker you can kill them, the quicker, or the easier Blighttown will become for you. I feel like I'm going to take a hit here. Oof, wow. Good time. Alright, so we have a little bit of cover here, but he is up there, so we got to be careful. Right? Just trying to ascertain the best way to do this. Alright, so that's the ladder right there. I spotted the ladder, but I don't think I want to take the ladder. Instead, I'm going to come down here. I guess I had to take the ladder anyway. Just making sure that... Sometimes there's treasures that you need to, like, drop into, like you saw earlier. I don't think this is one of those cases, though. It might be. Sorry, I don't mean to, like, freak the camera out on you, or make you sick, but... Yeah, I just gotta make sure I'm doing the right thing for you here. Okay, so we got a treasure here. Soul of a Proud Knight. But you can hear the enemies starting to kind of encircle us. There's one climbing up a ladder here. So let's let him. And we'll meet him. Where are these guys? Ugh, you don't want to get whacked off the ladder, but these guys are a pain to deal with. There's no getting around that. They are a pain. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here. Just to kind of get things moving again. I don't want to delay too much, you know? Can I drop here? No, I cannot. Alright, kill this guy. And then he's going to keep trying to go up the stairs there, I guess. But I'm going to go up this ladder because I'm almost positive this is going to lead to the blow dart enemy. Yeah, this is leading us up pretty high, so I feel like this is the right one. Yep, there he is. Boom, he's dead. So that's a blow dart enemy. Oddly enough, they're auto loot enemies. And what that means is you don't have to loot their corpse, you automatically get their treasure. Which, there's not many enemies in the game that do that, so that's pretty neat. Okay, so now that we're up here, I'm just trying to track back to where that enemy was climbing from. Because I want to take care of him, you know? I think he might have just killed himself. Shame. Okay. Alright, that's here. Did he kill himself? He did. So he's gone. But that's okay, because that actually opens us up a little bit. There's another blow dart enemy right here. But we can just take care of him real fast. And then we can come around here for some treasure. Be careful, because there is a guy on this ramp. I don't know, like, what he's doing here on a Friday night. But he's basically an ambush. Right, so this should be the... This is a shield. Yeah, it's the eagle shield. So this is Patch's shield. Patch is the hyena, who we will meet much later on in the catacombs. Something I want to point out while we're adventuring here. Where my sword point is, you'll see some mosquitoes. The mosquitoes in Blighttown spawn infinitely, and they spawn in pairs. They can also inflict... I can't remember if it's toxic or just regular old poison, but you don't want them to sort of spray you. You want to do your best to kill them before they get the chance. I don't recommend like wasting arrows on them. Arrows are a pretty precious resource at this stage of the game. So I don't recommend shooting them if you can avoid it. Okay, another blow dart guy just died, which is nice, I guess. Come down here. So this is a... I forget what they call this. It's like a wall tick or something, but they're basically like the primeval demons from Demon Souls. They don't have the same sort of lore, but that's kind of what they look like. These guys are pretty hard to kill. If you get too close, they do that, which, you know, you don't want to deal with. But if you have any sort of projectile weapons or anything... Let's see what we got. Nope, definitely don't want to take that off the bar. What do we got? If you have a spell, use it. Let's see what a throwing knife does to it. Not much. They do have a life bar. There we go. So this is dealing damage to it. You just can't see the life bar. There we go. It's dead. Sorry, I always get a little confused with those guys. But it is guarding a spell, which is the Pyromancy Power Within. So if you're doing a pyro build, definitely kill it. I'm pretty sure it's called a wall tick. Anywho, we're going to go down here. And once we turn this corner, there's going to be one of those giant dudes right there. So you want to try to kill him discreetly, because there is a lesser enemy right here. So you got to be careful when dealing with them. Ugh. God. Okay, we got him. Yeah, their clubs inflict poison, which is never fun. But since he's down, I'm just going to double check over here. No. Now that he's down, we can come over here, and I'm actually going to take a swig of Estus. Okay. Now, the whip is in this area, so I just want to make sure we don't skip it, if we can avoid that from happening. This fog is not a boss fog, don't worry. But you always want to be careful when walking through fog doors. So I'm just going to check in here one more time, because again, the whip is in here. I definitely want to show you how to get that. Okay, so the whip is right there. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to clear this out really fast. This is when you start having to deal with mosquitoes. And there's a ladder that leads down. I'm actually considering not doing this because this leads to the lower level now that I'm looking at this, and I don't want to go to the lower level just yet. So yeah, let's hold off on this. Let's try to get the whip. If we don't get it, unfortunately, it's a bit of a trek back, but... Okay. So here we go. We just got to fall onto that corpse. Great. There's the whip. All right. I did it. Let's give that a rating, help that person out. Okay. And then... Just trying to skirt around this. Okay, and then we drop here. Great. All right. So now that we've done that, this is actually the bottom of the ladder we were just climbing down. So that worked out pretty well for us, but let me just show you this really fast. So this is the bottom of the ladder we were at before. Right. So this is right here. Very good. Okay, great. So this is the same room we were in. Great. I try to take Blighttown very slow when I'm explaining it to people, because it's a confusing place, and there's a lot of ways down, and there's a lot of treasure hidden in different places that force you to kind of double back on yourself, so... Alright, so... Now we're going to fight these giant things that breathe fire, so you got to be careful with these. Just don't... Once they sort of sit down from their little flutter, just like that, they start breathing fire, so you got to be quick. Okay. Alright. Cool. So we can just start dropping down here. We don't really need to use the ladders for this. There is a toxic dart dude. You can see him firing away at us. He's a real friend, let me tell you. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ignore that thing right there, and I'm just going to rush the dart. There you go. All right. So we got some more purple moss. Pillars this corpse for the Wanderer set, and a falchion. I am going to preemptively say this. I am not going to explore the swamp in this run, for the simple reason that it's a waste of time. There's not a ton down there that is incredibly useful to like a first playthrough just yet, so I don't find it necessary to go through it. That said, we will eventually make a return trip. Here are the mosquitoes. We will make a return trip to Blighttown later on, with a ring that allows us to traverse the swamp without any impediment. It's called the Rusted Iron Ring, and you get it later on in the game. So we're going to wait until we get that, and then we will make our return trip. So you can see the mosquitoes coming for us. They spawn in very specific locations in the swamp, and once they die, they respawn. So you basically just wait for them to show up. So yeah, we're going to see them pop up. Yep, there they go. Right, they just popped up. So that's the spawn over there. And there's a few different spawn locations for them. It's not just one location. Hey, how you doing? All right, cool. So now that that's all clear, we do have to walk into the swamp a little bit. So let me kill these mosquitoes again. Oh no, you're not gonna grab me. Okay. I think there was another fire breather dude over here. So, the poison is going to stack, and there's not much we can do about it. Luckily, though, in Dark Souls, you can sort of jog through swamps. You won't get hard stuck in a swamp. Okay, so now that we're here, let's go ahead and light this bonfire and rest at it. This way it resets our poison stack. This bonfire has a really funny glitch. I forget how you have to sit at it, but if you sit at it in a particular way, your leg goes up. Yep, here we go. You get like a stank leg. Oh, it's not doing it. Let me try one more time. Yep, there you go. You get like a weird stank leg. But if you sit at it in a very specific spot, you sit with a stank leg. Oh well. Anyway. So let's go ahead and repair our equipment. And then let's level up. I'm going to put I'm going to put a point into health. Okay, so I am human, which means that we're going to get a NPC invasion, and that's going to be Maneater Mildred, who, interestingly enough, is going to help us out on the boss if we want. So this is going to be a dragon scale. Nice little treasure down there, and then the ladder back up is right here. Okay, so once we sort of step out into the swamp, we're going to get the invasion. So I'm going to wait for the invasion to happen. Maneater Mildred will spawn in the swamp, and then we're going to fight her here in the tunnel. It's just much easier to deal with her here. Maneater Mildred is not an important NPC invasion. It's not like Kirk of Thorns or anything like that. She's pretty inconsequential. But I do want to show you how to deal with, you know, any and all combat challenges, so that's why we're waiting for her. Okay, there's Maneater Mildred. She spawned somewhere in the swamp, right there. So let's go ahead and go back into the tunnel. She knows where we are. You don't have to, like, get her attention or anything. She's coming. She's coming. Unfortunately, the mosquitoes are coming as well. Come on, Mildred. Come all the way back. Alright, she's probably going to do a jump or a roll. There you go. Fortunately, Mildred does not have much stamina, and if you have a bleed weapon, she's easy. There you go. That's Maneater Mildred. And then be sure to take care of the mosquitoes. Oh, somebody just kindled that bonfire. How nice. There's a hidden mechanic in Dark Souls where if somebody kindles a bonfire that you're standing near, there is a chance that you can get a bonus Estus flask. Alright, so we get 3 humanity and a butcher's knife from Mildred. Let's go ahead and rest at the bonfire one more time to just get a fresh start. Okay, now we can level up again since we killed Mildred. I'm just going to put another point into vitality. I feel like my health is getting... I don't know, it's high enough, but I just like to err on the side of caution. What we're going to do now is we're just going to go straight for the boss. Like I mentioned earlier, we're not going to trudge through the swamp and try to get everything. So let's go ahead and exit, and we're going to turn right. I'll do my best to try to stay out of the swamp as much as possible, but we'll see how it goes. We're going to run over here. There is a treasure on a corpse right here that is being guarded. Large soul of a proud knight. And okay, the mosquitoes are coming. I wanted to sort of point out what we're about to do, because it's more or less a straight shot to the boss that we have to run to. So this bramble over here that you can see, this is heavily guarded. Unfortunately, the enemies cannot be seen right now. Yeah, okay, so now they can. So you can see a giant where my sword point is. He's holding a boulder, and he's going to try to throw that boulder at us. So we have to be very careful as we run through the swamp. And then hopefully we are careful enough to avoid everything. Just a heads up, if you manage to open the door to the rest of Darkroot Garden and you join the Forest Hunter Covenant, Shiva of the East will be standing here, and he is a weapon vendor, so you can buy things from him. And then his companion Shadow will be behind him, and if you kill Shadow, you get the Darkwood Grain Ring, which allows you to... It changes your roll animation to a cartwheel. Oh god. Whoa. Hey. Jesus. Okay, so we're just going to run right into the hive here, right where my knife point is. That's the entrance where we got to go. Okay. So we are going to take poison, that's okay. We'll cure it once we get inside. Don't waste any time trying to cure poison at this stage. Okay. Remember this area, there will be an NPC here later. We don't have time for her right now. Just do your best to avoid these guys and avoid their giant boulders. Here comes one. There we go. Once it explodes, you can just walk to regain your stamina. And then you do have to take some, kind of a specific route through here, because the hills are pretty steep and you can get caught. Okay, so once we're in the hive, these guys aren't going to bother us anymore. And now we are in Quelaag's domain. Okay. Whew. Alright. Don't get hit by these guys, because they can turn you into an egg sac, which is necessary to get a spell, or a pyromancy, but I'm not going to cover that in these guides. Okay, so let's go ahead and cure our poison really fast. We use a regular moss clump for poison, not the blooming. Let's take a quick swig. And if we'd like, we could summon Maneater Mildred right here to help us out. She's actually not terrible, but again, summoning for help causes the boss's health to increase by, I think, 50%, so we'll just do this solo. This boss is Quelaag, and she is a spider humanoid woman. And she has a range of attacks, many of which, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, they're pretty evenly split between the arachnid and herself. So the arachnid can spit out lava in 2 different ways. It can either sort of like shoot them as a projectile, or it can just sort of vomit it on the ground, and it just becomes like a defense mechanism, more so an attack. And then it can also explode and just do a big AoE. Quelaag herself, or I guess the body of Quelaag, it has a sword, Quelaag's Fury Sword, and it's enchanted with fire. So it will do some sweeping motions and then a stab, and that's sort of what we got to avoid. We are primarily going to be attacking her legs. Just keep that in mind. I think that's it. Alrighty. Here she comes. I'm going to let this play out. Okay, here we go. Quelaag. Chaos Witch Quelaag. She's likely going to start off with some sword attacks. Nope, it's lava. So that's the spit. That one's pretty tough as well. Oh yeah, we don't do much damage to her. So we're going to sweep left and right. No, maybe not. Usually she sweeps left and right with the sword. This is just a stab now. Has a huge range, so you gotta be careful. This is the explosion. Once she sort of hunkers down on the arachnid, that's when you want to back up. The lava will eventually go away, so you're not totally stuck with it. This is that stab again. Right? 1, 2, into a stab. Okay? That's pretty much a bread and butter move that she has. She'll do that a lot. Here comes again. And you can hear a bell, so you know you're close to a Bell of Awakening when you hear that. That's another player ringing that bell, so congratulations to whoever that is. Make sure you run away from the explosion, and then we just sort of keep doing that over and over. This is a nice ability to get damage in with. Just a ton of fire. So attacking the back will deal the most damage, as you can see there, but it's kind of hard to get into the back consistently. Alright, we're going to do just a stab now. Into an explosion, so just run away. Great. Just going to do the stab again. Get a couple of pot shots. No, just one, I guess. It's not terrible. There's the fire. That's the defense mechanism one. You just don't want to get too close when she's doing that. Spider slowly turns around. Oh, speeds up. 1, 2. Oh, shit. Into the stab. Great. This is good for us. Oh, no. That was just the quick one. I'm going to take a quick drink here. Let's heal back up. 1, 2. Stab. That's a tough move. It doesn't spawn lava, but it deals a ton of damage. One, 2, stab. That was a greedy hit right there. I should not have gone for that. That was terrible. I'm actually in a really bad spot back there, so... Yep. I was expecting her to try to trap me with that AoE, so I'm glad I moved. You have a pretty big arena to play with against Quelaag, so don't be afraid to just sort of back off and, you know, reset your positioning. You have a lot of room to work with, and the lava dissipates eventually. Almost done. Stab. That 1-2-3 stab is that's when you're gonna get the most damage in, aside from the big big fire release. You're just always gonna be able to get a shot or two in with that. So you're just gonna hunker down for the explosion, just run away. Two-handing your weapon is I just highly recommend it, just because there's not much to block against Quelaag, being honest. Whoa, I don't ever remember seeing that attack. Maybe that's because I was behind her for a while. I never saw that attack before. That was cool. I could get greedy and just go in for it, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna play it safe, bring her over here. Should do the 1, the 2, stab, and then we'll get a couple shots. And that's Quelaag. So normally I would end the guide like right after a boss, but there's still a little bit that we need to do here in Blighttown, and I'm also going to show you how to leave. So now that we've killed Quelaag, we get the Twin Humanities. We get 20,000 souls, and we come into this little area here, and we see the second of 2 Bells of Awakening. So I'll let this cutscene play out as well. Okay, so the 2 Bells of Awakening have been rung, and we now have access to the next major area, which is Sen's Fortress. Okay, so we got a Homeward Bone automatically for doing that, but we're not going to use that just yet. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to go downstairs, and we are going to bust open an illusory wall. That will be very, very useful. So there's actually a player hint here, but this wall is fake. So there you go. Behind here is a gentleman named Anigi, so let's see what he has to say.
Oh dear, what have we here? Are you a new servant?
Answer yes to this question.
But you have no eggs. Ah, no matter. Go along and have audience with our fair lady. I pray that you will mind your manners.
Okay, so Anigi is sort of the guardian of the fair lady, who is Quelaag's sister. So Quelaag's sister is a pretty tragic story. If you play Dark Souls 3, she's actually in Dark Souls 3, just solidified and dead. But normally, if you speak with her, you get silence. But if you have the old witch's ring, she speaks to you.
Quelaag, my dear sister. Quelaag, what is it?
So it's a pretty sad story, but you will only ever get that dialogue if you are wearing the ring. Quelaag's sister is also a firekeeper of this bonfire. That's why this bonfire is already lit. This is also a pre-kindled bonfire. So this bonfire will give you 10 Estus flasks for free. Quelaag's sister is also the master of the Covenant, Chaos Servant, and if you donate 30 soft humanity to the Chaos Servant Covenant, you get a couple spells, but then you also unlock a shortcut door in the Demon Ruins. I will explain that all much later. We're not going to get into that now because we can't actually go there yet. But just keep in mind that Quelaag's sister is here. And if you continue to play as a human and you kill Kirk, Knight of Thorns, I think 3 times. So we killed him once in the Depths. I'm forgetting where he invades the second time, but the third and final time is in Lost Izalith. And if you kill him all 3 of those times, his corpse will appear here, and you can get his armor. Okay. So this bonfire, it's very important that you touch this bonfire, because you will be able to warp to it later. And this is the only bonfire down here in Blighttown that you can warp to. So, very important bonfire here. Let's go ahead and level up. Let's bump that up a bit. Okay. Alright, so now that we've done that, again, normally I would end the guide when we kill a boss, but Blighttown is a big area, so I want to show you how to leave it. So, let's go ahead and go back upstairs. This little doorway leads to the Demon Ruins. We're not going to go to the Demon Ruins just yet. I want to do this in a bit of a direct fashion, these walkthroughs, so I'll do the Demon Ruins later. But you can kill the boss of the Demon Ruins very easily, but I'm just not going to do that yet, because there's kind of no point in doing it right now, unless you just want souls to level up, which is fair, but I'm not gonna bother with it just yet. That boss is guarding a really good armor set, though, but again, I'm okay using the ninja garb for now. Alright, so we're going to walk back through Quelaag's domain here. And these egg servants are out here. If you attack them, worms will pop out of their eggs. And if you get attacked by worms and you successfully get infected by it, your character will begin to itch. And then if you just leave it for a while, you will get an egg head. And then if you talk to Enigi while you have an egg for a head, he'll give you a spell. Anywho, long story long, we are going to head back towards the bonfire from earlier. Oof, God, that was freaking close. But we do have mosquitoes, we do have these big rock guys. Oh, God, there it comes. Large Titanite shard. And then, I kind of can't remember where this NPC is. Anyway, this is how you exit. I can't remember the conditions to get Quelaag to show up. Hold one moment, I'll actually tell you. Because there is a pyromancy... Oh, you need the pyromancy glove. Never mind. If you have the pyromancy glove, there will be an NPC down here once you kill Quelaag. But we don't have that just yet. So this is how we get to the exit of Blighttown. And on our way out, we're going to get a very, very important key. Let's go ahead and ride the elevator up. And since we rang that second bell of awakening, I had mentioned, in I guess maybe part 2 or part 3 of this walkthrough, that Lautrec of Kareem had been sitting facing Anastacia of Astora at the Firelink Shrine bonfire. And I mentioned to you that something terrible will happen eventually. Ringing the second bell of awakening causes that terrible event to trigger. So that has happened, and we will cover it in a little bit. Sorry, I was just waiting for the mosquitoes here. Go! Die! Thank you. Alright, so we rode the elevator up, and we're going to go up these ladders. And you can see that there is a chaos bug over here, as well as another mosquito. And then what we're going to do is we're going to walk over here, but you can hear the dart. You can hear the poison dart already. So we're going to go across here. And then there's a chaos bug here for us to kill. And then we're going to keep walking forward. And we're going to get this chest for the Crimson. This is the Sealers set. And we're going to open this chest here for the Remedy sorcery. The Remedy is really good. I'm pretty sure it cures poison. I've never done a sorcery build in Dark Souls 1, but that Sealer set has some big lore implications, so it's a good set. And now we're going to travel back across this terrifying area. And then now we're going to go deal with those blow dart guys. So there's a ladder right here for us. And you'll notice I haven't cured the poison. The ninja set is, or the dark set is really strong against it, so you're better off just like letting it tick. It's taking barely any health away. And having poison means that poison can't be built up against you, so sometimes it's just better to have the poison. I know it sounds like kind of counterintuitive, but it's a decent strategy. Okay, so let's go ahead and kill this guy. Boom. So there's actually a few of these guys over here. Oh god. I was not expecting to just get walloped like that. I'm going to choose not to use the purple moss clump just yet. I'm going to remove these throwing knives, though, just because I don't want to get in trouble. But there are quite a few of these dart enemies, so what we need to do is we need to just run across and then try to take one out. But there's going to be another one in an alcove, but I'm going to choose not to kill him just yet. So there's going to be one to our left. I'm not going to deal with him just yet. Instead, I'm going to come around here. I find this to be a better strategy. Okay, so you want to try to wait for that other one. Yep, just like that. Alright, so the other one in the alcove can't actually do much to us. So I'm going to go down, and then we're going to just kind of... Oh, God. There are dogs down here, so just... Oh, God. This is like the worst area. This little alcove is just hell spawn. Okay, so quickly heal up as best you can. Oh man, we're so close to toxic, it's not even funny. Give him the 1-2 right there, okay. And then there's a Firekeeper soul down here with 2 dogs. And then of course there are dogs behind me because I'm an idiot. And now we're toxicked. Luckily the guy fell so we can actually go kill him. Hello, sir. Alright, so let's just come back up here. This way we can cure the toxic. This area sucks, but it's really important. Okay, so we have some dogs here. I'm going to take care of these first. Yeah, I know. Okay, take care of this one. Bang, on the shield. Perfect. Alrighty. So there's actually nothing here, now that I'm looking at it. But there is a really important item over here, and this is a Firekeeper soul. Okay. So, actually, I'm just going to look something up really fast, because I might have misspoke about Lautrec. Anastacia of Astora. Death and Resurrection. Okay, right. So what triggers the terrible event, which I basically just spoiled if you listen closely, it's either picking up 2 Firekeeper souls or ringing both bells of awakening, whichever happens first. But we just picked up our second Firekeeper soul, which means that we can upgrade our Estus flask to +2 once we find a Firekeeper. Okay, don't forget about this final blow dart enemy over here. Oh, I hope I don't fall. No. Okay, great. So we killed him, and then there's a treasure on this other side. And then we can head towards the exit. Great. So we got all the important loot here. We got the Iato, we got the whip, we got the Firekeeper soul. We got a large Titanite shard, which is always helpful. And we cleared out all the toxic dart guys. Okay. So, where the hell are we going? Right, there's a ladder right here. Always look for the torches. The torches signify the ladders. Oh, I just realized I don't have the wolf ring on anymore. That was a mistake. That bottom area would have been a lot easier with it because I wouldn't have gotten knocked back by the wolves. Or the flame dogs, rather. Okay, so head up this series of ladders. And then at the top, we're going to find a chest. Along with a chaos bug. Another ladder right here. That's not traversable, right? Where did this guy come from? I missed something. I'm terribly sorry. I just hate missing things. I missed this over here. Did I? No. I think that's just a different... I think it's just a different area. The chaos bug over there is throwing me off. I don't know what he's doing over there. Yeah, he's really throwing me off over there. I feel like I missed something. I'm terribly sorry to, like, do this right now, but... We're gonna find out what this is. I can't stand not knowing. I just hope this doesn't kill me. Where's he going? Oof, got the flame whip. If anything, we're just gonna homeward bone out of this place. I apologize for, like, taking a huge detour here, but this is really confusing the hell out of me. I don't understand where this is. I really don't recognize this at all. Is this the other side of the wall tick? That's the water wheel. Where is this? I'm so sorry for doing this. I just feel like a moron. Oh, this was the sealer set. I guess somehow I missed a chaos bug? That's really strange. I don't know how that happened. Oh, he must have fallen off of here. Okay. That makes a bit of sense. Although, does this lead anywhere? Again, I'm very, very sorry for doing this. Okay. I don't know what this was. I think this might have been... I think there might have been a dart thrower up here, or a dart blower that I just, that killed himself early on. I think that's what that was. Anyway. Right. Cool, so let's go back up. Again, I'm really sorry about the huge detour. I just, that really confused the hell out of me. Okay, cool. So, we're gonna go over to this ladder, and then we are finally going to leave this place. Oh, that person just got toxic right there. He just got hit with a dart. Or she. Okay. Keep going. Keep going. Alright, now that we're up here, there's going to be one more ladder. Right here. Great. Okay. And then another ladder right here. It's just a series of ladders in this place. You get used to it. Okay. Back here is a very, very important chest. This has the key to New Londo ruins. That key allows us to activate a really, really nifty shortcut. But we have to deal with a couple of these guys first. Yeah. God. He threw me with that move, let me tell you. I was not expecting him to just do a lateral swing like that. This is a group of 2. So you can fight him if you want. You can fight him if you want. Get the bleed on that one. You can always run past these guys. They don't drop really anything serious. I can't remember if there's a small chance or not, excuse me, of getting them to drop a Grey Club. I can't remember if that's true or not, but they drop Dung Pies, which are useful, but pretty inconsequential. Okay, and then we can finally leave Blighttown. See this opening in a cave over here? It's just majestic. And this is the Valley of the Drakes. So with Valley of the Drakes, normally I would kind of show you this entire area, but I'm going to do that in another playthrough. For now, we're going to cross this bridge, and we're going to open this door using that key we just got. And this is going to bring us into an area called New Londo Ruins, which we will get to another time. There is somebody here, though, that's very easy to miss. And this is a blacksmith right here.
Well, this is unusual. You haven't lost your head. And more importantly, you're free. How on earth? Well, I shouldn't pry. I'm Rickett of Vinheim. I was once an established smith, though. Look at me now. Can you believe it?
Okay, so Rickert of Vinheim is a blacksmith who can make magic weapons. So when you find... Ooh, that person just fell off. Okay, so use him to repair your equipment for now. It's always helpful to do. And then once you find the magic embers, bring them to Rickert and he can infuse your weapons to do magic damage. Rickert also sells Heavy Soul Arrow and Soul Arrow, as well as the Sorcerer's Catalyst. But don't forget that he's down here. He's really easy to miss. But if you're trying to go for all the level up trophies, like all the weapon trophies, you will need to deal with Rickert of Vinheim. Okay, so this is the door we just came through, right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over here now. And then there will be an elevator waiting for us. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Sorry, sir. I'm so sorry, buddy. My finger slipped off the circle button. Alright. There's going to be a treasure right here. Soul of a Nameless Soldier. And then we're going to come up here. And there will be an elevator waiting for us. Nope. No, there's not. We got to pull this lever. My bad. Forgot about that. But we aggroed this guy on accident, so... We unfortunately need to slay him, but he was passive. He didn't mean it. Alright. Elevator's here. You just step on the middle switch, and that brings it back up. Oh, man. When that music comes in... Ugh. The first time someone experiences this shortcut... it's such a magical moment. You will notice Lautrec of Karim is missing, and Anastacia is gone. If we pillage her corpse, we get the Dingy Hood and the Dingy Set, as well as a Black Eye Orb. And the Black Eye Orb is a very peculiar item, because it says... Mystical orb found on a keeper's corpse. Invade the world of the murderer of a firekeeper to defeat the perpetrator and reclaim the soul of the firekeeper. The Black Eye keeps constant watch on the city of the gods, Anor Londo. So, what happens here is Lautrec kills Anastacia, and he flees to Anor Londo. So once we reach Anor Londo later on, the Black Eye Orb will begin to vibrate in a very specific area, and if you use the Black Eye Orb, once it's vibrating, you can invade Lautrec's world and kill him and gain Anastacia's soul back, and then you have a choice of either resurrecting her or keeping the Firekeeper's soul and using it to upgrade your flask. Okay. The side effect of Anastacia being dead is this bonfire does not work. So Firelink Shrine has more or less been desecrated, and it's a sad state of affairs. One other thing that has changed in Firelink Shrine, now that we have rang both Bells of Awakening, is this guy has woken up. His name is Kingseeker Frampt. I am going to choose not to speak to Frampt. That is a very deliberate choice. And the reason I'm making that choice is because there is a hidden covenant in this game that can only be reached and joined if you do not speak to Kingseeker Frampt. So I'm going to ignore him for this playthrough. But you can speak to him, and he will tell you that now that you've rang both Bells of Awakening, it's time for you to go to Londo. So thank you for telling us that, Frampt. Alright. Petrus is back, as he was before.
Oh, miracle.
And
Come again.
he, doesn't have much to say. And since the bonfire of Firelink Shrine has been extinguished, we need to rest at a different one. The one I suggest resting at is near Blacksmith Andre of Astora. And the reason I recommend that bonfire is because in the depths, we obtained the large ember. So resting at the bonfire just above Andre allows us to give him the large ember, and then we can continue to level up our weapon. Okay. So we're going to end the walkthrough right after we upgrade our weapon. And then in the next walkthrough, before we go to Sen's Fortress, I'm going to take a detour to an optional area. And that optional area is to return to the Northern Undead Asylum. And it's to get an item from there. It's better to do this now before going to Londo, at least in my opinion. Okay.
Why, that's a fine ember you have there. I could smith some mighty weapons with one of those. Why not lend it to me? Magnificent! You won't be disappointed. I can hardly wait to get started.
Alright. So now that Andre has the large ember, we can continue to upgrade our Uchigatana to +6. The modify menu is what's required to ascend your weapon or to use an infusion. Okay, and then once you do that, you go to reinforce weapon, and then you begin to level it up from here as well. So we got that up to +7. Great job. And then we don't need to purchase anything right now, but if you need to repair your equipment, go ahead and do that. And then we can leave, and we will rest at this bonfire. And that will do it for this section of the walkthrough. Blighttown is a hard area. It's pretty long, takes a while to get through, and the boss Quelaag is difficult as well. But now that we have escaped Blighttown and rang both Bells of Awakening, we have 2 missions now. We need to invade Sen's Fortress and try to make it to the other side, to Londo, and we need to avenge Anastacia of Astora and kill Lautrec while we are in Londo. The next part of this walkthrough, however, will be to go back to the Undead Asylum to pick up a weapon, or to pick up an item, and to kill a boss. So that'll be a pretty short walkthrough, and then after we do that, we will go to Sen's Fortress. But that's going to do it for me. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for Dark Souls Remastered, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the blue join button below this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and on Twitch, and as always, I'm Sweet Johnny Cage. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.